Okay, so we're with Dan White after the excellent panel on South Asia and Romanticism, and you were the respondent for the day. Could you, just for people who weren't able to attend, tell us some of the correlations you made between the different papers that we saw today?
Absolutely. So all the papers were dealing with South Asia, and the main point of contact seemed to be the ways in which British Romantic writers could not write about the East without a profound sense of ambivalence, and the ways in which that ambivalence often divided these writers within themselves against ideas that we would think of as Orientalist. And so the traditional reading of a lot of Western representations of the East, following Edward Said, is that they're participating in a larger project of Orientalism. And what was fascinating about these papers is that each in different ways found internal division, as if Romantic Orientalism was consistently criticizing itself, undermining itself. So that's what I found to be the real through thread.
Excellent, yeah, that was fantastic, and the ideas around that ironic self-critique, I think, were really prominent in the papers.
Yeah, no, when I was asked to be a respondent and they sent me the papers, I thought, oh, interesting, we have one on Derozio, 2 on Southey, surely there'll be connections there, and then one on Moore, and then I read the 4 papers and realized that there was this one real shared concern.
And did your ideas around some of the issues under interrogation change when you heard the papers delivered in person?
They did. In particular, Chris Kelleher's paper on Southey and notions of financial circulation, I thought was really fascinating, because one of the things that's happened in recent years is a lot of people are writing about circulation, myself among them, mobility, positionality, and when you start thinking about circulation as a really important category, one of the things that happened is you realize that earlier understandings of Orientalism just don't hold up. When you actually get away from the West representing the East, and you realize that in Calcutta there's a very dynamic literary culture among Britons and Indians and mixed race East Indians. Manu Chunder spoke about Henry Derozio, one of them. Anyway, we're all using this term circulation, and some of us have recently started to feel uncomfortable with its under-theorized nature. And what Chris Kelleher did is gave us a paper about circulation in Southey and showed that it had a very, very specific financial meaning, distinguishing current specie on the one hand, sterling, silver or gold, which essentially goes out, and it might circulate in a vague sense, but not in the precise sense that paper currency and bank drafts do, which go out and then have to return in order to be realized. So you have a very concrete and specific notion of circulation, and that made me think, oh, okay, then there must be ways now we can rethink Orientalism if circulation isn't an abstraction anymore, but in this one instance at least, a very concrete idea.
Excellent. Thank you so much.
Hey,
for
thanks.
Really interesting ideas.
No, it was a pleasure.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
Cheers.